Hey folks, Will Mahan here for Saber in Design and We Make Game, welcoming you back for another tutorial. Now to most of you this is probably pretty basic, but I felt like it needed to be done. I was inspired to do this tutorial by a problem my wife was having. She owns a small online auction site, and one of the biggest problems she has is staying within her monthly bandwidth limit. We tried to solve that problem by limiting the file size of images that customers were allowed to upload. That did work, but a new problem we hadn't anticipated decided it wanted to come out and play. New digital cameras, even low-end models, are capable of taking some really high-resolution pictures. That's great for crystal clear family photos, not so much for uploading to the web. So she was having a lot of customers who had these really big photos. They weren't quite sure how to resize them so they would qualify for uploads. Now here's an example of one I took with my own camera. Look at the size of that thing, well over 7 megabytes. So what are we going to do with a picture that's 56 times too big to fit inside a host's size limit? We're going to make it fit, and we're going to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now here's how. If you don't already have Photoshop open, go ahead and do that. Go to File, Open, and navigate to your source folder. Click your image to open it inside Photoshop. Now go over here to your toolbar and select the crop tool. It may be hiding under the slice tool. If it is, just click and hold for a second until the flyout appears and choose the tool. Now starting at the upper left, click and drag towards the lower right, holding shift as you do to maintain a square box, and drop it. Now reposition the selection exactly where you want it, and then click the check here to commit the changes. Now go to Image, Image Size. Make sure that the Constraint Proportions box is checked. Now first change your resolution to 72, and then in the Pixel Dimensions field, change that to 500 by 500 pixels. Click OK. Now go ahead and change your zoom level to 100% so we can give our photo one final inspection before we save it. It all looks good, so go to File, and instead of choosing Save or Save As, this time choose Save for Web and Devices. This is a special interface designed to give us an extra level of optimization that really squeezes the file size down so that it's more compatible with the web where bandwidth is an issue, or on mobile devices that have limited amounts of memory. Click on this menu and choose JPEG, and then in this menu you'll have to select the quality based on the condition of your original photo. In this example we're going to choose medium. Go down here and click Save. Navigate to your destination folder, give your image a name, and click Save. Now let's open up the destination folder and see how things worked out. If we hover over the image, we can see from the tooltip that it's now a nice and tidy 28.5 kilobytes, and that will do perfectly. But what if I don't have Photoshop, you ask? Well, usually I'd tell you you were at the wrong blog, but not today. Today, we can solve that problem too. There's a way to get similar, albeit less intuitive results with MS Paint, which if you're using Windows, you already have. So go ahead and click Start, click All Programs, click Accessories, and click Paint. Now up here at the upper left, click the blue bar and choose Open. Navigate to your source folder and click the image to open it inside Paint. And down here in the lower right, zoom out until the section of the image that you want to keep is fully visible. And up here in this box, choose your rectangular selection tool. Now Paint is a little trickier for cropping because to my knowledge there's no modifier that forces your selection box to stay symmetrical. Instead, you'll just have to watch your size down here in the status bar next to this icon. There is a grid that you can superimpose on the image, but I find that it's hard to see and the cursor doesn't snap to it anyway, so it's really no help at all. It is a little more painful than Photoshop, but it will still work. Now beginning at the upper left of the area that you want to save, click and drag down towards the lower right, watching the size in your status bar the whole time. Now, it doesn't have to be 100% perfectly square, but the more square it is, the easier things will be in the end, so do try to get it as close as you can. One thing to bear in mind, unlike Photoshop, you can't move your selection around freely once it's placed. If you try to move it, you'll see that it is now attached to the area that it contains and will move that chunk around with it. So if you're not happy with your selection's location, you'll have to start over by clicking in an empty area to the side to reset the selection. Now, once you're happy with your selection, click the crop button located here, and next click the resize button located here. In the panel that opens, click the pixels bullet and change your horizontal size to 500 and click OK. Now go ahead and zoom back out to 100% to give your image one final inspection before saving. If you're happy with the results, go ahead and click the blue bar at the upper left. Now do not click Save, because if you do, it will automatically overwrite your source image with no warning at all, and we do not want that to happen. Instead, click Save As, and in the flyout that appears, choose JPEG. Navigate to your source folder, give your image a name, and click Save. Now navigate to your destination folder and check the file size. Now, Paint lacks Photoshop's ability to optimize, so at 110 kilobytes the image is a lot larger than the one we created earlier, but compared to the original it's still relatively small, and it's now ready for upload. Now that's going to do it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.